School spirit is a positive attitude students and teachers have about their school. School spirit helps them bring different groups and students together and unites the school. For example, High School Musical indicates a great example for school spirit. The show displays the concept of students getting involved and uniting together. But in reality, do high schools actually show school spirit? Does the idea actually affect students' behavior? More specific, does the Salem High School even have enough school spirit? Here we interview Mr. Insignia, the athletic director, who's in charge of the rules on the field and a school spirit expert.
I think that school spirit has to do a lot with kids who get involved with all facets of the building, not necessarily just athletics. I like to see kids involved with the band. I like to see kids involved with the plays. I like to see kids involved in all the clubs that we have. Quite frankly, here at Salem High, we have a lot to choose from, and I think that one of the aims for us in athletics is to get as many people in the seats as possible so people get a feel for our kids.
We're walking toward the conference room or something. It's one of the rooms in the new building or something.
Well, I think first when we start talking about school spirit and the number of students that participate in school spirit, I think those numbers, we're not exactly sure what that number is, but we can estimate that approximately 60% of our students in this building, which is about 700 plus students, that are actively involved in some sport or a club or activity after school. And I think really the impact of those as far as school spirit is concerned is tremendous. Not that the other 400 or 500 students in this building are not involved. I think it comes in different forms. I think we have students that will participate during Spirit Week. We'll have students that will show up to games. So I think though we may only have 70% of students participating in activities and really establishing school spirit, I think that number is much higher just due to the fact that we have a number of students that participate in other ways versus being a participant in a club, organization, or extracurricular.
I think we have a good level of school spirit. From a professional perspective, I think that we can always increase that. I think that if we can get some of our kids to go from one event to another, that would help us. I think that if we could get more teams to watch each other and then bring their friends and parents, that would be a great increase. I think the other piece for school spirit is that our booster club has done a super fan at every game. So if you become the super fan, you get a free T-shirt, and then you can wear that to all the games, and it gets you into, the games that cost. Does our school have school spirit? Yes, it does. But like I said before, I think it can always be increased, and I think we need to try different avenues, whether it's social media or trying to get more kids to come to different events. There's always room for improvement.
As far as the big difference of having school spirit and the effect it has on this whole entire school, I think school spirit is tremendous. I've been in buildings where school spirit has been high. I've been in buildings that school spirit has been low, and it's amazing the difference. It's night and day. We have students that will participate to a high degree in most activities, where we have other schools that I've been in where the bell rings at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever that is, and they'll leave for the day, and there's not much student life after the bell rings. So I think knowing that I've had the differences in both school spirit on both ends of that spectrum, it's important that we do have school spirit in this school, being Salem High School, because it directly has an impact on students and their behavior, their emotions coming into the building, their pride, and I think if all of those things are existent in a building, then you have a building that's safe, you have a building that's full of pride, and I think it has a direct correlation on student grades, student involvement, behavior, conduct, whatever that may be, but ultimately school pride has an impact on building in a tremendous way, good or bad, depending on the percentage of students that want to exhibit that. I touched a little bit about the impacts of the academic piece, and I think I'd want to talk a little bit about the fact that school spirit has a direct correlation on students' academics due to a number of reasons. First, in many cases, students have to remain eligible. In the case of athletics, students need to maintain a certain academic level in order to remain eligible for their sports, as well as other procedures that we have outlined for students to participate. So I think that's one reason why academically school spirit, pride, all impacts those things. Also, I think the research really clearly states that students that are more involved in their education basically are far more successful academically. They exhibit better time management, which ultimately leads to a successful 4 years at high school.